In this video, I face the Mother's Day dilemma. Thanks for watching and welcome to Colin Palmer Sailing on YouTube. Saturday morning, and we are going to try to go for a sail. Wind's out of the north. So if we head towards the city, you can see Chicago in the distance. Should be just a dead downwind run. And then it actually, wind flips around tomorrow early afternoon to head back here. It's about 6 hours each way. But we'll just go out there and flex the sails and see how the boat feels. We'll get started here in a moment. Well, you know what they say about the best laid plans. The idea was to try to get that sail in. Again, I'd like to do another 100-mile, 24-hour, just to give myself a challenge to see if I can get through this race coming up. So we've got the boat packed. Everything's ready. You can see my bicycle, and all the gear is stowed. Everything's closed up, and we're ready to go. There's something I definitely love once you get into the groove of sailing and you're out there alone and everything's trimmed up and you're just, like I said, getting into the groove. Then you start getting these nagging thoughts of things I should be doing at home. Tomorrow is Mother's Day, and I know my wife doesn't mind if I take this trip if the window is open, but I still feel like, you should be home. You should set it up so that you can be at home for Mother's Day. I mean, after all, it is the right thing to do. So as I get further into the trip, I'm still within cell phone range, so I send her a text message, and his usual response from her is, "Honey, go ahead and do it." So on I go, continuing my way eastwards. Now, as you're watching the video, you're probably wondering, why is he dragging a dinghy with a motor? Actually, what I'd like to do is to have everything on board, strapped down as I did before. But since this was kind of a last-minute trip because the window opened, I connected everything up as if I was traveling up in Michigan. So my goal is to laden my boat with all the equipment that I'm going to need, especially for a 3-day trip. Fingers crossed my wife will meet me up at the island and we'll take the 3 days sailing back to Waukegan. So I need to have the boat packed exactly the way that I'm going to have it when the time comes. Fingers crossed. Lunch right now. Have been at it for the last 20 minutes or so. So we are headed out on a sail about 3-4 hours ago. And my wife says, go for it. Get your second 100 miles. Even though tomorrow's Mother's Day, so I'm torn. But we're about 17 miles in. I'll see how I feel. I can still turn around and meet her at the harbor later. And meet up tomorrow for Mother's Day. But right now we're out sailing, 17 miles in, and making lunch. Salmon, pasta, homemade sauce. I actually have enough food in the cooler and in this cooler to just keep going. She says go for it. We'll see how I feel. We'll check in later. Alright, it's been a pretty good sale so far today. We're like 6 hours in. But we are heading back to Waukegan. It is Mother's Day tomorrow, and I can't get over the guilt of trying to take off on another overnighter. Plus, my granddaughter's going to be over tomorrow, so. But we could, knock on wood, 10 to 12 hours of sailing today, and we're not even close to being back yet, so. But it's good to at least shake the boat out of it and not miss Mother's Day. So it's going to warm up this coming week. So we're going to look to do another overnighter just so that we have the long distance under our belt. Okay, we'll be back. Alright, the lake is relatively flat and yeah, we're just cruising along. Things almost get disorganized on our way, so I'm going to take a chance, some time to start cleaning up, but it's not. So in the end, it's not a bad sale. Ended up heading back, as you can see, and I feel pretty good about it. I figure that I'm storing up credits in the bank for when I'm away, and as I'm recording this video, I have another trip planned this weekend. There's another weather window, so we're going to take that window, and we'll have a video of that as well. So heading back to the harbor, I'm going to meet up with my wife. We're going to hang out for the evening, and then we'll be back Sunday morning. We'll hang out at the harbor and then head home. So far, it's been a very successful trip, and even though I didn't get to go across or get the distance I wanted to, at least I feel like I'm doing the right thing, and the boat's responding very well as batteries, solar, and everything. So I'm happy about that. Sunday turned out to be a very interesting day as we woke up and worked our way around the harbor, meeting very interesting neighbors.
Sideways.
And you've got this thing strapped to it.
It sits there because it's tight properly.
Yeah. So, so again, just which way are you going up? Which way are you going up to the Great Lakes? A lot of people always like fantasize or think about.
Well, I'm going to Milwaukee first because that's one of the things I just wanted to do.
Okay.
Then I'm going to cross to Holland. So
Holland.
Straight across the lake.
Okay.
And then I'm following the edge of the lake all the way around to Lake Erie.
Okay.
And then coming up the top of Lake Erie going towards St. Lawrence.
Right, through Buffalo.
Follow that all the way through until I get to the Hudson and turn off into the Hudson and make my way all the way down to New York.
To the ICW, right.
And then out towards Miami.
Right. Yeah, sounds like a plan. So when you say you're going into Lake Erie, so you take Michigan up into Huron and then into Erie, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I just wanted to make sure I got the whole thing linked. I think about it all the time too, and
it's the only way I can go without dropping.
without taking the mast down, right? If you go the other way,
Yeah,
you have to take the mast down and put it up in Alabama or someplace down there.
That's a hassle.
Yeah, that's cool.
And
It's good.
expensive if you-
It's good to know that I'm on the same page.
World, so I don't need to go that way to drop the mast. I have the time in the world. I just take the long way around.
Okay.
Right.
Well, that's nice.
It's always nice to have all the time in the
It's
world.
nice to have all the time in the world.
They usually use plexiglass or something, and so that starts crazing in the sun. And so these are used also because these were it's an electric head. The guy just let it leak. How great is that?
Oh,
Everything was leaking. He just
Oh.
had a shower.
this is so nice.
And we're on
it's
John's
other people
boat.
boat
We're
tour Sunday.
talking to him, poking our head around his boat, and checking things out. And the great thing is that he's also a fellow solo sailor who has done the Solo Mac several times, and it's really good to kind of walk around his boat and pick his brain.
Classic.
And I'm sure I'm gonna have more questions for him in the future. Cool. So we were able to solve a problem, and now you can get the belts off.
Is this
And
like
what-
weird? Is this like kerosene or something? Oh. Is
And-
it original to the boat?
Yeah. What kind of boat is this?
It's an Islander 36.
Islander 36. Oh yes, look, and he's done the math. So we're gonna be picking his brain here. Not today because it's Mother's Day and we're gonna get inland. But I have so many questions about the Mac and taking naps and not going out of your mind.
Reading your plaque here.
Great toolkit. Yeah, Islander 36 is such a beautiful boat on the outside. We're gonna look at that. I'm gonna take some pictures. I'm so glad I made the decision to come back early because our daughter surprised us from University of Louisville, and as you can tell, my wife was very, very happy. She managed to keep it a surprise that she was coming home. And so this is why you take time out to do this. It's all about family and your loved ones, and you remember that when you go off sailing. Thanks again for watching. Tune in to Colin Palmer Sailing on YouTube, and like and subscribe below.